So looking at the past, none of this is really new, that these rules, these systems have existed more or less since the formation of Israel. Why is it that the Orthodox or the ultra-Orthodox, they're sometimes described as the far right, how come they have got so much more power right now? Are there some dynamics because their population has been rising? So they've always had some of the privileges. So why is it that this has become a political hot potato now?
Okay, so the reason for them asking, they're trying to pass, as we call the judicial reform, but it's more than that. There are 141 proposal for laws which are trying to take Israel from being a secular country to a religious country. I'll give you an example. We're towards Passover, and during Passover, the Jewish tradition, you cannot eat wheat or bread. This law, the new law that they're trying to pass, the ultra-Orthodox, will force hospitals and many other places later not to allow entrance of breads or wheats, in a sense that they want to impose the religious rules on secular people. And there are a few other laws against minorities that have impact. I wouldn't say that they are directly, but they have impact on women's rights or on LGBT rights, on the right to give service. So all those laws are pushed by the ultra-Orthodox. And if you look at the coalition of Prime Minister Netanyahu, this is a coalition that is built on several parties.
All right, Anat, we've heard what the American president also was saying about pausing these reforms and what's been happening with Netanyahu. Now, it's not just about the ultra-Orthodox and the judicial reforms alone. The protesters have been painting this as a fight for democracy. Why is that the case? I mean, if these are judicial reforms, why is it being seen as a democracy is on the line and there's a rise of authoritarianism and dictatorship could come and replace democracy? Why are those issues coming up, and where do you see Israel headed from here?
Okay. The Likud party and the coalition definitely don't see it as a revolution, okay? They see it just as a judicial reform, and actually it's true. The judicial system in Israel needs to undergo some reform. The liberal base said it's too much. What you're asking will kill the checks and balances between the judicial, the executive, and the government. What the liberal base is saying, you're killing our base of democracy. We're moving into dictatorship because eventually the government will have the power to do everything. At the moment, the Supreme Court in Israel is an important body that is able to overrule laws which are against the base laws of Israel. We don't have a constitution, and this is another problem. This is another issue that is now under discussion. In 1950, when India had its constitution, Israel was supposed to get its constitution as well, but then it was delayed over the years, and we did a few base laws, but we never got into a full constitution that says that we are democratic, equality, etc., etc.
But would I be correct in saying that as of the immediate present moment, there's no threat to the Netanyahu government and whatever may be happening around here? He did get he passed a vote of confidence, and it's going to be a very, very tricky situation to going ahead. But is his government secure? Is the government safe? Or do you think the dynamics are such that even the government could be at risk?
I think that his government is, of course, there was friction at the moment. His government will continue for the time being. You know that this is the 5th election in the past 5 years. Each year we had one election or two. But it seems that still this government is strong because it has a majority of 64 to 56. We are a parliament of 126. So they will pass few laws, they will be milder. I hope that they will be able to reach some understanding. The big law that everyone talks about is the appointment of judges, the committee, and the president of Israel. Like in India, we have a president which is beyond the party or the sides. So the president invited both parties, both sides, the coalition, opposition, to sit, discuss, and try to find a solution that will strengthen our democracy and will keep the checks and balances and will calm down, because what happened here in the past few weeks, it's really unpleasant. Pleasant is an understatement, of course.
All right, Anat, thank you so much for joining us with that particular perspective, and we'll keep a very close eye on whatever's happening in Israel in the weeks and months ahead. Anat Bernstein-Reich, thank you so much.